The queens enter the workroom, once again congratulating Betty on winning Snatch Game and Naz for winning the lip sync. Betty thanks the girls graciously and says that she's really thankful she finally proved herself, while Naz seems a bit more detached, not saying much to the other girls. This piques Icy's interest, and she starts to go over to talk to her.
It's a new day in the workroom, and I'm so excited to see just what I can do to mess with the other queens a little more. And I know exactly who I can talk to today, little miss, I just lip-synced twice in a row. Naz, sweetie, I hope you don't mind if I pick your brain a little bit.
Icy begins to ask Naz how she's feeling, and questions if Naz is going to go home this week after doing so poorly. When Naz looks like she's about to cry, Jem walks over and begins to intervene, telling Naz that she performed really well in the lip sync, and that she should be proud of what she did on that stage. Naz smiles and walks back to the group, starting to feel slightly more confident. Icy glares at Jem, frustrated that her plan seems to have failed.
I'm not going to let Icy sight the competition out on my watch. All of us made a promise in Untucked to look out for each other, and I'm going to make damn sure that if any one of us leaves this week, it's going to be her. She's not going to make it much farther if I have anything to say about it, and believe me, I have plenty.
The TV starts to go off, and the queens all gather around to see what twists and turns the judges will throw their way this week. Here's the sitch, queens. I believe that one of the biggest attributes any great queen has is resourcefulness. So for this week's mini challenge, you'll all have 15 minutes to create the best headpiece you can out of various arts and crafts supplies. Dare to show your ability to make something out of nothing, and it could score you a big advantage this week. Your time starts now.
Is it normal for your hot glue gun to catch on fire when you're using it? Asking for a friend. Unrelated. Do you know where I can find some burn ointment?
Sackboy wins the mini challenge and earns an advantage for this week's maxi challenge.
A very pleasant surprise. I'm so happy I managed to win a challenge that involved designing and crafting, as it's one of my absolute favorite things to do. I am curious to see what that special advantage is for the main challenge, though. It could be anything. Oh, the suspense. It's too much.
For this week's maxi challenge, you'll all team up and perform in the hottest new competition show, Toontown's Got Talent. Be prepared to improvise, as this show will be airing live, so you'll only have one shot to get it right. Sackboy, as the winner of this week's mini challenge, you'll have your chance to pick your team first. On the runway, category is Retro Royalty. Good luck, and don't fuck it up.
A team challenge? Maybe I can actually have a chance to prove that I work well with others after that photoshoot disaster that first week. I swear, sometimes I feel like the judges have some grudge against me after I was rude to Ron cause of his little pet. I still see that thing giving me side eye on the main stage, so I'm hoping I can finally redeem myself this week.
The queens all seem to be curious who Sackboy will pick, with Pre Marina wondering if she'll get picked as they've been working closely together for the past few weeks. However, when she questions Sackboy about their choices, they tell her that they want to work with as many queens as possible, and that they hope she'll understand if she doesn't pick them. Pre Marina chuckles, telling Sackboy that she'll be just fine no matter what Sackboy decides. This fills them with happiness, and they promise to give her the best team she can have.
Sackboy does have a point. It's important to diversify yourself to work well with other queens. But I do hope that I won't have to work with Icy this week. I still have a lot of thoughts about her trying to change my mind on portraying Starmie for Snatch Game last week, and if she's going to try to manipulate me again, she needs to understand that I'm not one to be intimidated very easily.
The teams are as follows. Sackboy chooses Amy Wong and Jem to be on their team, forming Team 1. Team 2 consists of Icy, Veronica, and Betty. And Team 3 consists of Naz, Brandy, and Pre Marina.
I don't know which is scarier, having to work with Icy, or standing by while someone else has to work with Icy. Ronnie and I have already taken the brunt of her torture, so we know how to deal with her, but we can't let her get bored with us or else there's no telling what she'll do.
The teams quickly get to work on learning their material. Sackboy asks Amy and Jem what they would like to do for the challenge, and Amy suggests that they do a girl group who can't sing whatsoever. Jem seems a little worried about this, telling Amy that she's worried it's a little generic. Amy seems to try to think of a way that will make their idea stand out, and says that she and Sackboy could be decent singers, but Jem's character could be horrible, yet she'll be the only one to make it through. Jem seems a bit disgruntled at Amy's choice, thinking that it's off-brand for her to be someone who can't sing, but Sackboy goes along with the idea obliviously.
Amy doesn't understand how off-brand this role is gonna be for me. I sing live at every single show that I do, and Sackboy, bless their heart, doesn't really have the ability to refuse any ideas thrown their way. I'm already outvoted here, but who knows, maybe this will be the opportunity to show the judges that I can give variety in what I present to them.
Meanwhile, Naz, Brandy, and Pre-Marina get to work on their idea, which consists of a group of magicians that accidentally summon a demon during their audition. Pre-Marina reassures Naz that she's in good hands this challenge, and teaches her and Brandy a few basic points of improv. When Brandy asks how Pre-Marina knows so much about comedy despite coming off as a fashion queen, Pre-Marina reveals that she used to tour in a circus when she was a Brian, and that she knows that all forms of performance should focus on entertaining an audience, regardless of whether it's meant to be taken seriously or not.
Pre-Marina's really surprised me with how well she's taken to this improv challenge. I really do think that she and I are going to excel together. As for Naz, at least she isn't sulking around the workroom, that's all I'll say on that.
On the other end of the workroom, there seems to be a lot of tension as Betty, Veronica, and Icy seem to be working together. Combined with the fact that they have to keep up the illusion of fighting with each other and trying to placate Icy by making her the lead in their mime act, Betty and Veronica are both starting to feel the stress of the competition getting to them. Icy, however, is eating up the drama, and is spending more time trying to egg it on than planning out what she's going to do during their performance.
In all honesty, I'm starting to get exhausted with Icy. She keeps trying to stir the pot between Betty and I, but she doesn't seem to realize that there's no pot to stir. She's not even in the kitchen at this point, but we can't let her know that. I really do hope she gets a taste of her own medicine soon. Being around her this much is taking its toll.
Brandy, Jem, Sackboy, and Pre-Marina had a great performance.
Oh joy, I do feel as though our team did quite well during this challenge, and I really do believe that there's a strong chance we will all be winning this week. I hope the judges find our performance just as scrumptious as I did.
Naz, Betty, Icy, and Veronica had a good performance. Amy had a bad performance.
All according to plan. I have a very good feeling that Veronica and Naz are going to land in the bottom this week, and my safety net strategy continues to pay off. Wait, what if we get judged in teams this week? Oh shit.
On the runway, category is Retro Royalty. Pre-Marina slayed the runway. Jem, Sackboy, Brandy, and Icy had a great runway.
I don't want to brag, but I feel as though my runway's been the best one presented on the main stage in Drag Race Toontown history. I pride myself on a well-rounded package when I present my art to any audience, and the fact that I've been able to serve both glamour and camp should make the judges and other contestants take notice. I'm a true drag titan.
Betty, Veronica, and Naz had a good runway. Amy had a bad runway.
I'm really surprised that I didn't do very well this week. I was so sure that this week was going to be mine for the taking, but I guess not. I can only hope that I'll be able to learn that lip-sync song when the time comes, or else I'll be going back to my day job faster than you can say, sashay away.
Welcome to the main stage of Drag Race Toontown. Let's meet our judges. First, our resident panelists, my best friends, they're Monique and Ron Stoppable. And our guest judge, he's no stranger to judging anybody, it's hit talent competition judge, Byron Powell. Now let the judging commence. Ladies, this week you improvised your way to stardom, and will be judged in teams. This will take into account how you all worked together, combined with your individual performances. With that being said, we've made some decisions. Sackboy, Jem, and Amy, your girl group had a special spice that none of the other teams didn't have. You are safe.
Hooray! My team has prevailed, and we were successful in showing off our comedy chops. I truly have to thank Amy and Jem for their contributions, as I couldn't have done it without them.
Oh, I should mention before you go. Amy Wong, your performance tonight would have landed you in the bottom had your teammates not done as well as they did. If you had done better this week, you would have been the winning team. Just something I thought I should let you know. Now you may leave the stage.
Now that I think about it, I would have much rather been lip-syncing. Being called out like that in front of everybody was more humiliating than just placing me in the bottom, as if letting myself down wasn't bad enough. I can only imagine how the other two are reacting. Well, minus Sackboy. I don't think anything really phases them.
Personally, I don't think Amy has anybody to blame but herself. She was the one who forced us to go along with her idea, and she ultimately paid the price for it all. It just sucks that it caused us to miss out on the win. I was certain that Sackboy or I could have won this week if Amy didn't weigh us down.
Now ladies, don't think I'm letting you girls off the hook so easily. It's time to see who you would give the cut this week. Who should go home tonight, and why? Let's start with Naz.
I think that Betty Cooper should be the one to go home this week, based solely on the fact that she earned immunity last week. Sorry, sister.
Naz, sweetie, that's an answer for Little Miss Peach Creek, not Drag Race Toontown. But fair enough. Veronica?
The person who I'd send home is Icy. Why? Because she can't be trusted. Even when we were working together in a team, she couldn't put aside her need to try and create drama between friends for no reason other than her sick satisfaction. You will never tear Betty and I apart, Icy, regardless of what you try to do.
Interesting. Icy?
I could be petty and say Veronica, just because she said my name, but I actually do think that she deserves to go home tonight, considering the fact that she's the only one in our group without a win. Your track record speaks for itself, sweetheart.
Okay, what about you, Brandy?
This is the only time I'm ever going to say this, but I have to agree with Icy and say Veronica. The only challenges she can say she's won are mini challenges, and even besides that, she's faded into the background a little too much. I understand that you and Betty are friends, but you have to put yourself first in a competition like this, or else both of you are going to drag each other down.
Let's hear from Betty Cooper.
Icy, 100%. She's proven that she can't be trusted, and she's done everything she can to alienate the rest of the cast against her. I don't care if she has a win or if she has a better track record, she does not deserve to be here. A superstar doesn't feel the need to beat other people down to get to the top, and Icy is definitely not a superstar.
And finally, Pre Marina.
Had Betty not had immunity, I would have said her, but I know that's not the answer you're looking for. I do have quite a bit to say about Icy, and I want her to know, personally, that I can see through your insecurities like a book, darling. I've been in entertainment for more years than you've probably been alive, and I have dealt with worse people than you. You aren't the villain you think you are, babes, you're a spoiled brat who will throw a tantrum the second you don't get your way. And if you think that's going to score you any sympathy, reality is going to hit you like a truck the second you leave this competition and head back into the real world.
Thank you for your comments, ladies. I've made some decisions based on your performances and your opinions. Brandy, Pre Marina, and Naz, your talent show mishaps were magically delightful, and your runways had us feeling nostalgic bliss. You are the winning team this week, but only one of you will be able to win this week's Maxi Challenge. Pre Marina, congratulations, you are the winner of this week's Maxi Challenge and have earned immunity for next week.
I've won my first Maxi Challenge of the season, and I've rarely felt more catharsis than I have in this moment. Having immunity doesn't compare to seeing the look of panic cross Icy's face when she realized she's probably going to have to lip sync.
She ate that up, I really gotta hand it to her. Naz, on the other hand, probably is thanking her lucky stars that she's safe this week. Girls had it pretty rough.
Why do the judges have such a major vendetta against me? I can't even voice my opinion out there without them reading me to filth. I'm getting sick of being treated like trash.
That means that Veronica Lodge, Icy, and Betty Cooper, your team has lost, and you are up for elimination. I won't deny that I am extremely tempted to revoke Betty's immunity tonight, and make all three of you lip sync for your life. Your performance this week was extremely disjointed, and I don't enjoy seeing queens who are unable to work together. But I'm a queen of my word, and I'm not going back on my promise. Betty Cooper, you had immunity from last week, so you are safe. That means that Icy and Veronica Lodge, I'm sorry, my dears, but you are up for elimination.
I'm relieved that I'm not up there having to lip sync for my life, but I honestly don't think that Veronica's in much danger. Icy's beginning to shake on that stage, and I think that the gravity of the situation's finally catching up to her. I can't wait to see how this turns out.
Two queens stand before me. Ladies, prior to tonight, you were asked to prepare a lip sync performance to Me and My Girls by the Brats. This is your last chance to impress me and save yourself from elimination. The time has come for you to lip sync for your life.
Icy's going to face all of my wrath on this stage, and she better be prepared for me to fight for my spot in this competition. There's only room for one diva in this competition, darling, and it's me. I'll have you eating your words.
This didn't pan out the way that I thought it would. I knew that those producers would throw a wrench in my plans to make it to the top, But there's only one thing I can do now, and that's give it my all. I'm not going to let all of my hard work go to waste here, not this soon.
Good luck, and don't fuck it up. Icy had a good lip sync. Veronica had a bad lip sync. Ladies, I've made my decision. Icy, Shantae, you stay. Veronica Lodge, you have proven yourself to have a heart of gold, and a yacht, and a mansion, and, you get the idea. You're rich, you're gonna go far. Now sashay, away.
Darlings, I just want you to know that I love every single one of you. Almost every single one. Ta-ta for now, Kimmy Kins.
Veronica heads to the back of the stage and hugs Betty while crying, before saying goodbye and leaving the main stage.
This is Untucked.
The queens relax backstage, with Betty still sobbing as they enter the Untucked lounge. Jem tries to comfort her, while Sackboy tries to cheer her up by saying that she still had an opportunity to compete with one of her best friends, and nobody can take that experience away. Betty gets angry, saying that someone did take that experience away, and she's standing over there, pointing at Icy. Icy seems to have recovered from her panic, and has reverted back to the same, cold demeanor she's had since the start of the competition. Icy walks over and starts to confront Betty. Icy reveals that she found out that Betty and Veronica were faking their beef with each other to get her distracted from the other girls, and lets her know that she will stop at nothing to get the crown which she rightfully deserves, even if it means stepping over every other queen here. Jem cuts in and starts to shout at Icy, saying that she's not going to get away with manipulating the girls, and that they know the tricks she's getting up to. Icy glares at Jem, looking like she's about to slap her, but storms off outside. The TV gets wheeled in, and it looks like there's a message for Pre Marina from Drag Race Toontown Season 1 winner, Lorantis. Lorantis tells Pre Marina how excited she is to see another queen from Alola competing, and tells her that she has great faith that she can go all the way and earn a second crown for the Pokemon Queens. Pre Marina tears up, saying that she's so proud to have seen how far Lorantis has come, remembering her when she had just started drag under Pheromosa's guidance. The queens are curious to know just how long Pre Marina has been doing drag herself, to which she chuckles and replies, "A true lady never tells."
Hey, squirrel friend. When one video ends, just open up another one. It's called binge viewing. Go ahead. I support you.
That was absolutely, positively, one of the most dysfunctional groups I've ever seen in my life. I'm so stressed, I think I need another facelift.